Which foods or eating habits can affect your vitamin B12 levels? No single food directly blocks B12 absorption, but certain dietary patterns can quietly put your levels at risk. Here's what you need to know. Vitamin B12 is essential. It supports red blood cell formation, neurological function, and DNA synthesis. And unlike many other vitamins, it's found almost exclusively in animal-derived foods. Your body can store B12 in the liver for several years, but once those stores run low, the consequences can be serious, including megaloblastic anemia and, in some cases, irreversible neurological damage. So let's clear something up. No specific food directly blocks B12 absorption in healthy people. What actually increases your risk is following a dietary pattern that removes B12-rich foods from your plate altogether, or that interferes with how your body absorbs B12 in the first place. The biggest dietary risk factor is a vegan or strict vegetarian diet. Plant foods contain negligible amounts of bioavailable B12. If you're not eating meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, you're simply not getting meaningful B12 from food alone. Fortified foods, such as some plant-based milks, breakfast cereals, and nutritional yeast, can help, and vegans should also consider a B12 supplement as advised by a healthcare professional or in line with UK guidance on product labels. It's also worth noting that lacto-ovo vegetarians who regularly eat eggs and dairy have a lower risk than vegans, but may still need to think about fortified foods if their intake is limited. Alcohol is another important factor. Excessive alcohol consumption can damage the gastric mucosa and reduce production of intrinsic factor, a protein your stomach makes that's essential for B12 to be absorbed properly. Without enough intrinsic factor, even a B12-rich diet may not be enough. There's also an important point about folate. A high folate intake doesn't cause B12 deficiency, but it can mask the anemia that would otherwise signal a problem. This means neurological damage from B12 deficiency could progress undetected. It's one of the reasons B12 status should be assessed alongside folate, particularly in people at risk. Beyond diet, B12 absorption depends on adequate stomach acid, intrinsic factor, and a healthy section of the small intestine called the terminal ileum. Conditions affecting any part of that pathway, including pernicious anemia, gastrointestinal disorders, or certain medications, can all contribute to deficiency regardless of what you eat. If you follow a vegan or strict vegetarian diet, are an older adult, have gastrointestinal conditions or pernicious anemia, have had exposure to nitrous oxide, or take medicines that affect stomach acid, it's worth speaking to your GP about your B12 status. A simple blood test can check your levels, and your doctor will advise on the most appropriate next steps. For more severe or neurological cases, that may involve intramuscular injections rather than oral supplements. And please, if you experience persistent fatigue, numbness or tingling in your hands or feet, difficulty with balance, memory problems or mood changes, don't wait. These can be signs of B12 deficiency affecting your nervous system, and they need prompt medical assessment. To recap, no single food blocks B12 absorption, but dietary patterns that exclude animal products significantly increase your risk. Excessive alcohol can impair absorption. Fortified foods and supplements can help, but always take guidance from a healthcare professional. And high folate intake can mask deficiency symptoms while neurological damage continues silently. This video is for general information only and is not a substitute for advice from your GP, pharmacist, or dietitian. If you're concerned about your B12 levels, please speak to a healthcare professional. If you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe to the Bolt Pharmacy channel for more medically reviewed health content. Drop any questions in the comments below. We'd love to help.